Hey everybody, we're going to be starting here very shortly. See if John's on here too. We got a lot of updates for you, and we want
I'm here, Robert.
Hey, great! Glad to hear your voice. So we're gonna have a lot of updates for you and everything. And before we're done tonight, John's going to probably be somebody's best friend. See, I'm just dumping on you now. So
it's exciting times.
Yeah, I know. So guys, we're live streaming, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. And what I want to do first, let me just kind of give you a narrative. I want to kind of give you an update where we're at, and then I want to go through this presentation. And we've revamped it a little bit. Questions, people saying, does the math work? Do we really make that kind of money? And I want to see if we can't answer these questions, because you know, when you look at it, you're kind of looking at it one dimensional, and you're not looking at the rest of it, and you don't understand the monies that can be made in this. And so I want to try to explain these things a little bit better if I can, and go through it and stuff. So in the chat window, we have Kristen right now. It's going to be answering those chats for you. So, you know, feel free to ask questions right away, and she's going to answer for you and everything. Little housekeeping, let me kind of tell you, you know, here a few weeks ago, we thought we were going to get started. Last week, thought we were going to get started. We've had numerous things that kind of hit us different directions. Well, the good news is John is going to be picking probably about 10 or 15 beta testers, his discretion. They're going to be starting it at 6 p.m. Tomorrow, Pacific Standard Time. And so the reason you don't want to try to do this without being a beta tester is because he's going to get the information, let us know, so that we can track the commission payments and everything else, make sure it's working right. Because this program is very unique, guys. When someone purchases something, you earn a commission right then. And we want to make sure that that's not thrown off or having to redo anything or whatever. So we're only going to be working on those 15 people that he comes up with. If step out and you try something different, it's going to make it a lot more difficult. We're going to have to probably stop your account right at that point to try to fix it all. And it might take us a day or so. So give us a chance. Let us work with these 15. If it all goes great, we're probably going to open it up for everybody by Friday. be good to go. And then the good news is after that, after you get the pre-bids and everything else, the auction platform should be like 10, 15 days at that point to be ready to go. And that's when you're cooking with gas. That's when you're getting your matrix money. That's when you're getting your daily profit pool, and you're still getting your 10s and 5s. And guess what? There's going to be a lot more coming right after that. And that money, like I said, is flowing directly in your wallet. So you can choose to take that, spend it on anything you want. You can pull it down to your bank account. You can go buy more bid packages. You can help a team member if you want to. You can make a lateral transfer and help them out with that at all too. The other thing I want to mention to you real quick before we get going is that we have worked a deal with the people that are putting the whole platform together for us, which is the wallet platform. They're going to set up a support email under NFTpaypro.com, and they're going to be putting a chat window on that particular page as well. And they're going to put a knowledge base, and then they're going to kind of work right into it where we got a call center and everything else. So that's all coming up to help you, so we can do things internationally and everything else. Because, please keep in mind, last time we checked, and I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, we already had people signed up into 150 countries. I have not checked lately. I guarantee it's more than that now. It is taking off like a scalded dog at this point. And we're very excited to have you guys here. I can't tell you how much we've enjoyed talking to everybody and getting this going and stuff. So that being said and everything, let me see if we can go ahead and, oops, didn't mean to do that, buddy. Let's see if we can go ahead and get this going here real quick. So here we go, guys. So real quickly, NFT rewards. For you guys that don't know this, and I think everybody probably does, this is a penny auction. And if you don't understand what a penny auction does, let me try to explain that to you real quickly, okay? So a penny auction is every time you bid on this item, it's taken one bid. Bid is basically about $1, but it increases the item by a penny. And you might go, well, gee, why does it do that? Well, let me explain. This is how we have the money to pay you these really, really great commissions. If the item goes for $20, that means the platform took in $2,000. Now, if we have 10 or 15,000 of these auctions going on a daily basis, and that will get up to that point, and it'll actually get more, because the auctions are going about every 15 minutes. So there's at least going to be 4 of them out there every 15 minutes, and you'll be able to see what's coming after, what was expired, what happened. But as those are happening, that money is being made to go back out to you like that. Now, here's the best part, guys. As we get going, you're going to be able to actually have your own NFTs up there. We have our own NFT studio, because obviously we're building them. So that means you're going to have a chance to have your own NFTs. And I'm going to cover that as we start going through here, so that you understand the money that you made from there too. Again, this program is just beyond crazy right now, what it's going to do for you. So table of contents, we're going to kind of talk about NFT rewards, how we got here. We're going to talk about the industry, the profit pool, the numbers, the market statistics and everything else, the fast start. And the fast start, a lot of people have been working towards that. And I do want to tell you right now too, is that now that we've pretty much got that wallet integration going, we have all the tools, the APIs to generate the reports, so we can tell people, hey, how you did on that promotion. You probably already know, we just don't know yet. So we want to post all that and have that there right there. And we want to talk about the ownership statistics, and quite simply, what do you do now? And really pick up the phone and start getting some people. That's what it's going to amount to. So really quickly, NFT rewards. It's really an innovative platform, guys. It's where we bring sellers together with people that want to buy. And that's real easily said, but this is a closed group. You guys are coming here really for one reason. You want to make some money, and we want you to make some money. But this is a program that's going to allow you to do that. Now, you can sit there and Google what NFTs are and everything else. It's a digital asset, guys. I mean, it's really simple. It's something that's virtual. We can transfer where we want. It is the craze right now. But what you don't realize is that NFTs over this last year have lost about 95% of their value, their appeal, and everything else. And what this platform is going to do, it's going to change all that. And you go, gee, how's that going to happen? Well, I'm going to tell you, the NFTs were really the demographic people that we're looking at were like from 16 to 18 up to about 28. And of that particular demographic, it was like only about 20% were male and about another 5% were female. Just wasn't that big a draw. And a lot of these things are being used in metaverse. And you want to look there, boy, the thing goes right off the charts, crazy at that point, of about 400 million people that log into some type of metaverse in a given month. Guess what? About half of those are 13 years and younger. That doesn't fit in our demographic. But what's key is the people that we're bringing here, you, I, everyone else that you know, we fit into a little bit different older bracket. And that's very important because people with deep pockets, investors that are investing in these things, they're almost like in a metaverse hell right now. And they're trying to figure out how to make their money work for it. So as we go further down here, I'm going to explain that and why that's very important. Okay. So now the industry. Well, if you understand NFT, I'm sure you've all heard about blockchain and everything else. Well, what makes those NFTs very unique is that if you have one or a bunch of them and they're loaded on a platform like this one or others, guess what? Every time it trades, if you're the owner of it, meaning the originator, person that has the smart contract and everything else, you're getting 10% of what it trades for. So if it trades for $20, you're getting $2. And if it happens multiple times a day, you're getting $2 times multiple times. If you have 100 of them or 200 or 300 of them, guess what? It gets even crazier. That's part of that money that no one's thinking about. You've probably heard these stories where people say, this item sold for $30 million or $40 million, whatever. And that's true, they did. I'm not saying you would do that. What I'm saying is that the reason these NFTs would sell for such amount of money is because someone is buying out that smart contract. That's like an income producing real estate, but in this world, it's digital real estate. So when you buy that out, that person's saying, hey, for this much money, I'm going to give up this income producing digital piece of real estate that is making me say $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 a month. And they'd probably say, oh, I'll sell it for 100, I'll sell it for 200,000. And someone's going, gee, I can make my money back in X amount of months, and then I'm home free. That's happening all the time. You may have some NFTs that people want to trade back and forth as you start going, and we'll advise you on the best way to look at that. But if you have those, guess what? You have the potential that someone might say, I'll buy you out of your smart contract so I can have that particular NFT. This is going to happen. This is really going to happen, guys. And you're going to see the excitement level as you start going, not just in the bidding, not just in the matrix, not just in the profit pool, not just in the tens and fives, but in that part too. So now, real quickly, the market and the demand. I've already told you, I said, the market's in the tank. And it's already projected to kind of come back up. We're starting to see signs of it right now. But I really think that the people that are talking about it coming back up have not figured out a way to bring the eyeballs to the picture like you guys. Because understand, within a short amount of time, we got close to about 15,000 people right now. It happened in a short amount of time. As this launches and it's going and money's going in your wallet, what's going to happen? Everybody's going to say, I want to get in too. And that happens. And this particular program will start sucking the air out of any other program out there, I promise you. So what will happen is you'll start seeing more and more people spill over down in your matrix. Why is that important? You're making money off of everybody below you every day. Whether you brought them in or not, you're making money off them. Think about that. So as this demand goes, we know how many bids are going to be used in a given day because you want to stay in that profit pool. We know how many NFTs to deliver out there. So the price is going to stay pretty regulated at that point. So that means that if you own NFTs and you're putting them on the platform through us, guess what? You can pretty much count on the kind of money you're going to make. It's not like putting it out on OpenSea and go, woohoo, I got 5 cents. Not that kind of situation. This can be a whole lot better. So now let's talk about that community profit pool and let's talk about that matrix. This is a 2 by 21 force matrix. Why is that important? Because in a 2x21 force matrix, there's over 2 million people that can spill into that. Keep this in mind, where we have 6-7 billion people in this world. I can't tell you the number of people that I've talked to around the world right now that people have put me in touch with. They're beyond excited. In fact, this is being live streamed tonight, and it's going to continue to start doing that because a lot of these people, English is not their first language. So they can actually take a translator with a live stream on YouTube, and they can hear everything we're saying, but they can understand it. That's the difference. They can understand it. And that's what's going to really cause this thing to really spill over and start going. So there are people right now that are in line, once this thing kicks off and goes, start making a couple $100 a day. Wow, a couple $100 a day. Imagine making $20,000 a day. Imagine making $2,000, $3,000 a day. I mean, that's a day, not a month, a day. And so you're going to be in that. When this thing is pushing like 500,000 people, there's going to be a lot of people. They're going to be making $1,000, $500, $600, maybe $2,000 a day in the matrix part. That's not even talking about your profit pool. Let me tell you how that profit pool works, guys. Had somebody email me today and goes, hey, is my math right? And I'd look at it real quick and I said, no, probably not. So what happens is, let's just say you buy a $5,000 package and it's good for 90 days. So you have to understand, you've got to be using a percentage of those bids every day to stay in that profit pool. It's requiring you to do it. Why do we want that? Because we want to get the value up on this platform. I've talked about that many, many times before. Getting the value up on that platform does a lot of good things for us, okay? But it also does a lot of good things for you. So as you're using those bids and everything, it's going to show that you've done everything you need to do for the day. You're great. If you have so many because you have multiple packages, and there'll be a lot of folks that do, guess what? You're going to have an auto bid situation in there right now. We don't have it in right this minute, but I promise you by the time the auction goes, you'll have that. You'll actually have, because we'll have people that will have $5, $10, $15, $20,000 cumulatively in packages. Why is that going to happen? Again, very simple. The first time you get $1,000 ready to drop in your wallet and you have a $100 package and you come to the realization it's going to take 20 days for it to drop in there, meaning 100 and 100 and 100, what's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to increase your package size. As soon as you increase that package size, guess what? You can now pull all that money down into your wallet. Not a bad deal, right? What does that do? Person that brought you in, it increases his commission. It increases what he's getting or her. What are they going to do? They're going to buy it. What does that do? Affects the person right up there. So this is kind of like a self-perpetuating type deal that keeps happening. It's going to keep growing and growing and growing. You're going to keep making more money because you want to take that in instantly. You want to say, hey, I'm going to take it on my bank account. Hey, I want to put it on a credit card that will be coming soon. I'm waiting to hear from them on that, which I believe is going to be an international MasterCard. And I don't believe there's going to be any paying for it either. I'll double check that, but when it gets it, they'll have your information. You'll click on something, it'll get sent out to you, and you'll be able to use that anywhere that MasterCard is available. That's going to be kind of a cool thing. But this matrix right here, you have the potential to get it up there. Now, folks, a lot of people say, we're never going to get to that number. And I beg to differ. What y'all probably don't realize is that we are quickly moving to get all this stuff placed into a metaverse. That's why I keep talking about it. It's going to be domiciled in Dubai, which means it's going to give us a lot of freedom. That's the reason that we have shares right now, because we're going towards an acquisition with one of the big investors there right now. But what's most important is that your time and effort to build this up is not going to be wasted, because everybody's here right now. You're going to do great, but you're going, gee, what about the people that come in a year from now? That's fine. They're going to be just fine. It's not going to be the party's over at that point, because it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So think about this a minute. The size and scope that this is going to go, a lot of people on this call right now have the potential to have a full 2x21 matrix. as crazy as that sounds, this is why we designed it this way. Everybody I talk to, they look at it, they listen to me, and they go, how'd y'all come up with this? And I'm thinking, how come no one else ever has? This I don't get. I mean, this is really, it's like so simple. If you think about it, if you just do the right thing for people, it's so simple. So let me kind of proceed on here a little faster, guys. So fast start, we've talked about that. The 10s and the 5s, guys, once you understand something, that is not just a given. You just don't get that forever and ever and ever. You only get that if you buy a package in the first 30 days, and you only get that if you sponsor one person in the first 30 days. It gives you 30 days to do it. It's not a real tough thing to do. But that fast start, that means that 10% and that 5% goes on forever. You get that. If you don't do it at that point, you might as well just close out the account, sign up again, and then do it. Because if you wait like that, then it's going to put you further down in the matrix and everything else. So this program is all about picking up the phone, getting your email, and start running. And we've already had a lot of people start doing that already, which is great. Next thing I want to talk to you is the fast start, fast reward. So talked about the personally sponsored, everything else. It's really kind of the same thing that we just talked about right there. But we have a special bonus, guys, and it's our Mega Millionaire event. Now, a lot of people said, has it ended? Well, technically we did. We did end it, except we didn't get this started as we had hoped to. Now that we're getting it started, we're going to continue that and plus we got the reporting now, so we can actually check it. So we're going to continue that all the way to the point where we launch the auction, which should be somewhere around 15 days from now. So the moment we're getting ready to launch that auction, we're going to let everybody say, you got 48 hours. If you don't have it, push, go get it. People that you bring in, push, go get it. Okay? Very, very important. This has been explained a lot of different ways, and I want to explain it right now. You have to get 10 people that you personally brought in that have done their KYC. What does that mean? Know your customer with the wallet. Those 10 each have to at least get 10. Know your KYC. Period. Know your customer. I heard so many people say, that's so difficult. Not really. If you invite them on a call here and we can talk to them, if you send out the video link and explain it to them, I can tell you right now, people that were in a prior program have heard about this, have seen a video, seen some of the stuff that Jess put out, some of the stuff that Joel's put out, and my phone's been blowing up. It literally has. There's a group up in North Carolina, large group. They're like the old school. They don't want to do a Zoom thing. They want me to come up there and talk to them in a large room. They're actually renting a large room up there, I think at one of the hotels. And I'm supposed to give them a date sometime this next week, fly out there and see him. There's another gentleman that flew in from Russia. He's up in Jacksonville right now. And we had some personal challenges this last week with a friend of ours passing away and everything. I couldn't get up there. Right now, I'm trying to find that time, see if I can't get up there this week. He wants to bring in a lot of people. Came over here specifically. In fact, this person was somebody that this prior program was working as an interpreter for me. That was communicating what was happening with it and everything else in Russian. I mean, I've got people that were working with me that did translation of Portuguese, Spanish, Russian. It was just all over the map. And so these folks are now hearing what we have and they remember the excitement. Guess what? They're coming in, they're serious, they're spending money to come over and see what we got going on. I mean, that to me really impressed the heck out of me. So we got some really exciting things happening right now. So not saying NFT ownership statistics, again, you remember me telling you, it's really about 18 to 28. Guys, if you're on this call, I promise you've never been involved in that. You might own some digital currency, you probably never had an NFT. And if you didn't understand the importance of it or how it worked. So I can tell you, I sure didn't. Metaverse statistics, I told you again. Until I talked to some folks, I really didn't understand the metaverse. But what I can tell you is that there is an enormous amount of people getting on those right now. There's not just one, there's multiples out there. And every one of them is trying to figure out how to attract the eyeballs with the demographics that we have. That's really key, because when you look at it, we're over 50% is under the age of 13. You think you're actually going to recruit somebody that's 13 into this program? Probably not. But guess what? Somebody that's 40 to 80 and over, you're going to. Because why? Because they're looking for a way to make a change in their life right now for the difference. They need to make some money and proceed. They need to make a retirement. They need to take care of something that happened to them. And that's really what this is all about. So these statistics are working in your favor, big time. One other thing, guys, lay this out. I think everybody gets the message right now. It just keeps growing and accumulating right there in that matrix, okay? Real quickly, the 10s and 5s, we talked about it. But I want to recap this one more time so that you get an idea of the potential money. I'm not saying you will. I'm saying it's a potential, okay? There is no guarantees here, but it's a potential, okay? So I'm going to use these just average estimates. It doesn't mean everybody's going to do it, but I'm going to use an average to try to help you explain the math here, okay? You purchase a $5,000 bid package. You earn on it for 90 days. After 90 days, it turns into a pumpkin. If you're not using those bids every day, like you should, where it's evenly distributed over those 90 days, you're not in it, okay? You have to use them, okay? And there's a reason why you have to use them, okay? Everything counts on it. So that means that you're going to earn anywhere from 1.25 to 1.5. That's about 62 to $75 a day. The difference from the 5,000 and what you're earning means that you're going to earn above that 5,000 anywhere from about 625 to 1,750 per 90-day period. You go, okay, well, that's nothing to write home about. Well, it does get better, guys. Each person that you bring in, you're going to earn 10% off whatever they purchase, and it's going to go directly to your wallet. That's the difference here. It goes directly to your wallet. Anybody they bring in, you're earning 5%, okay? You earn money from your matrix. I just explained that. There's 10,000 people. We have more than here right now. There's some people right now that are going to make $100 a day right now, okay? The ownership, I told you about the NFT ownership. I want you to think about this one for a minute. If you have these NFTs, and it's going to be probably somewhere in June that we'll actually have where you can actually do that, because we've got to work all these little things out. And your NFT is trading on the platform somewhere around $20. You're going to earn 10% through perpetuity every time it does. That means you're making about $2. Again, I'm using these as average numbers. They happen 2 times a day, which I'm pretty sure it's going to happen more than that. Times 100, because you had 100 of them. That's $400 a day. $400 a day. And so the last example, if you signed up 10 personals, and those 10 personals got 5, I'm going to use this really quickly, this next one. So if you look right here, you purchase the 5, see it right there. So I'm going to call all the way down. I'm going to add all this up for you, okay? So monthly earning on the 75 per day, I'm just going to use that number. It's really simple math. That's about 583 monthly. You're going, wow, okay. Guess what? On the 10 personals by 5, that's about another $500, that 10%. And you know what? We notice how we said every month. Remember how I said, if you're doing this, you're going to want to keep increasing it because the money you're making is greater. So that second level, you got 50 people. That turns out to about 1,250. Matrix at a 10,000 estimate. Guys, this thing is going to blow off the walls. You're going to have more people than 10,000 in your matrix. A lot of you guys are, especially as early as you got in. That's another $3,000 a month. But it doesn't stay that consistent each day because people are coming in every day. So that number keeps growing. It's hard to actually calculate that out. Okay. So the ownership, if you're one of the people that actually got some NFTs and did that, that's another 12,000. If you add it all up, that's about $17,000 a month. Is this achievable? Yeah. There's a lot of people that are on here right now that this is achievable probably in the next 45 to 60 days. Plain and simple. with one exception, the NFT part, till we have that launched and going. But that's absolutely achievable. Okay. Will you do it? I can't guarantee it. It depends on your effort and what you're going to put into it. But it is possible and it will happen. Okay. So real quickly, what do you need to do right now? You came in through somebody. I would pick up the phone. I would have them set up a Zoom call with all you guys, whoever brought you in. And I'd start talking to them. We've got this presentation out there. If you need to go over more, they'll give you a YouTube video to go watch. But I will tell you right now, John is going to pick about 10 or 15. Try to do 15 if you would, John, and get it to us so we can get that out there, get it tested. We're pulling it out of the sandbox, we're loading it up, and we're putting some restrictions on it because we've absolutely got to make sure before we release it to everybody that the commissions are working right, that it's not the money we take in, it's that you get paid. And you know what? It's been a long time. There should have been somebody a long time ago taking interest in making sure that you got paid. That's very, very important to us. So that being said, John, I'm going to turn it over to you, buddy. And I've got my coat on because I have to go to yet another thing right now. But I want to thank you guys for joining us. And John, I'm going to shut up and let you do your thing, buddy. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Robert. That's a hard act to follow. Setup, you can put everything on autopilot. And because we're duplicating perhaps the most successful business model of the last decade, it will go viral faster than anything you've seen before. Not only that, but we have a marketing system, the same one that brought many of you here tonight. And at the same time, it is very affordable and cost-effective to use. So if you use it to build a foundation like many of us are doing, pretty soon you will have members from all over the world. Now, the way it works, we have a lead co-op that will send 100 people to your website, which is currently producing somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 30 new NFT reward members. Now, if those 30 new members each do just one lead co-op, that translates to about 930 members on your team. And it doesn't stop there. It just keeps duplicating it. It just drives deeper. Robert alluded to this, but one of the main reasons I joined NFT Rewards is the fact that this is basically a clone of a company 10 or 12 years ago. Some of you know the company I'm talking about, but I've never seen anything like it before or since. This company grew so fast that it sucked the oxygen out of all other opportunities. Well, history frequently repeats itself, and we're on the brink of seeing the same thing happen with NFT Rewards. Not to boast, but to show you what can happen if you go to work right now. I started about 2 months ago, before we even had our marketing system. I saw the vision of what Robert has created here, and now I have close to 14,000 members from over 150 countries on my team. So when I started, we could only talk about the kind of money that can possibly be earned. Very soon, you will never have to talk about that again. You'll soon be talking about the money that you and other people are earning. And when that happens, people will literally be begging to join you, not the other way around. So again, we saw this happen 10 or 12 years ago. Literally, you've never seen anything like this, folks. Everybody's going to be talking about NFT rewards. And with that, I'll turn it back to you, Robert, or whoever closes out the meeting. I I don't have the controls here as well, folks, I don't know who has the controls. I guess we'll just continue here for a minute. The journey to financial freedom starts with a choice, which means you have to get started before you arrive. Most people don't know this, but success is guaranteed for those who follow to the letter someone who is highly successful. The problem is most people won't tell you what their secrets are. Well, NFT rewards is the exception to that rule. Uh, some of you were fortunate enough to be here early. You're racking up some nice spillover, which and some of you are just waiting to see what happens. And if you're one that is not building a huge team with NFT rewards, then you have to ask yourself why. Are you afraid of what people might say? Are you afraid that somebody might say no? Are you afraid that you might fail? Or are you afraid that you might succeed? Some people are actually afraid of success. Well, maybe you don't know what to say, or you don't know what to do, or maybe you're just comfortable in your poverty. Isn't that just lovely? Well, ask yourself, if there was a blueprint where you didn't have to talk to friends and which guaranteed your success, would you study it? Would you learn it and apply it? Remember, I said guaranteed. The only thing that 99% of the world population agree upon is that they all want more money. And today, there are millions of people searching online for a way to do exactly that. And tomorrow, there will be millions more. So what if the blueprint I'm talking about included a system for finding, sifting, sorting, and converting an average of 20 to 30 opportunity seekers into personally sponsored NFT reward members on your personal sign-up link? And what if it only cost you $62.50 each time you wanted another 20 to 30 personally sponsored members? And what if all of the people you sponsor can use the blueprint to duplicate your success? Do you realize it only takes about 3 good people in this industry to make you a millionaire? Well, this system can turn any average person who applies himself into a good business builder. So use this system for yourself to find those 3 or more good people. Excuse my bluntness, but a person would have to be brain dead or just plain stupid not to take advantage of such a blueprint. Money is not an excuse because there's always a way to find $62.50 if you want something badly enough. Your cell phone, for example, costs a lot more than that. And if you use this system, you'll soon be earning enough money to buy a boatload of new cell phones. So, don't wait, folks. What are you waiting for? If you're not out there building, are you waiting to be sure? Are you waiting to get old? Maybe waiting to get sick, or even waiting to die? Do you know do you even know what you're waiting for? Do you even know what you want in life? Do you have a purpose for getting up in the morning? These are questions that some of you need to ask yourself because nothing is going to change until you do. Mark Twain said, I can teach anybody to get what they want out of life. The problem is I can't find anybody who can tell me what they want. That's the problem. Few people know what they want, and that's why they aren't getting it. So if the shoe fits, then I'm talking to you. When will you be ready to finally decide what it is in life that you want, and then lock arms with someone who's willing to help you get it? And when will you be willing to invest a little time and a little money into your future? Wallace D. Wattles, in his little book entitled The Science of Getting Rich, said, whatever may be said in praise of poverty, the fact remains that it is not possible to live a really complete life unless one is rich. No one can rise to his greatest possible height in talent or soul development unless he has plenty of money, for to unfold the soul and to develop talent, he must have many things to use, and these require money to buy them with. Therefore, the basis of all advancement must be the science of getting rich. The object of life is development, and everything that lives has an inalienable right to all the development it is capable of attaining. This must include the right to the free and unrestricted use of all the things which may be necessary to his fullest mental, spiritual, and physical unfoldment, or in other words, his right to be rich. The purpose of nature is the advancement and unfoldment of life, and everyone should have all that can contribute to the power, elegance, beauty, and richness of life. To be content with less is sinful. The person who owns all that he wants for the living of all the life he is capable of living is rich, and no person can have all that he wants without money. So, to understand the science of getting rich is therefore the most essential of all knowledge on the physical plane. Now, we're not talking the spiritual plane, but again, we can't grow to our fullest potential on the spiritual plane unless we have everything we need on the physical plane. And the same, we can't exercise and grow to our fullest mental capacity without having everything we need spiritually and physically to do that. So you've each been given a gift, one of the most powerful wealth creation tools that has ever been created. And so don't procrastinate any longer. You have no excuse. For those that haven't taken advantage of this yet, you can go to imetatool.net/join. That's meta, META, tool, TOOL.net/join, and get set up with your own free marketing system. And then take advantage of that lead co-op. But don't hesitate to go out and share this with a lot of other people, because if you don't, pretty soon they're going to be contacting you and inviting you to join NFT Rewards. And again, I don't know how to close the meeting, but I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you, everybody, for joining with us. Let's all go out and make this the greatest opportunity ever. Good night.